Good evening, everyone. I am Soumya Akhtar from Alampul Institution, and we were studying about the taxonomical aids. And in that, we have studied about this botanical garden and these museums. Now, today we are going to cover herbarium because this one is the first one and it is most important. So, after covering the herbarium, then I will get back to zoological parks, flora, manuals, and others. Okay, so what are herbarium? Herbarium basically includes dried specimens of plants. It doesn't include specimens of animals. Herbarium includes dried specimens which are pressed of the plants, and these dried specimens help in classification and better nomenclature of each and every plant which are present. Okay, so first of all, we will write the definition. What is a herbarium? Herbarium. It is a storehouse. It is a storehouse of collected plants, plant specimen which are dried, pressed, and preserved. Which are dried, then pressed and preserved on sheets of paper. Preserved on sheets of paper. So this is the proper definition of a herbarium, because on a sheet of paper we usually take out the some kind of a specimen, some part of the particular plant specimen, and then we dried it, we pressed it, and we stick it to that sheet of paper. And on that sheet of paper, we then on one corner we write all the needed information, and then we keep it for the study purpose. Okay, so this is all about what herbarium. Now, herbarium, how we use to prepare herbarium, or what is the basic steps for the preparation of herbarium. So steps of herbarium preparation. Steps of herbarium preparation. First step. In this first step, we use basic things like daggers and the knives, scissors, which we will use for cutting and drying and taking out the specimen of certain plants. Certain plants. So the first step is what? Using daggers or scissors for taking plant specimen. Then next step, what we do? For the next step, we collect these plant specimen into a box called vasculum. So collected specimen are kept in a box which is called as specimen, which is called as vasculum. Collected specimens are kept in a box which is called as vasculum. Then the next step, what we do? In the next step, we take these samples, drying samples, and spread them out evenly on the sheet of paper. Okay, so we take this dried sample and spread them in a sheet of paper. Okay, dried specimens are taken and then spread evenly on a sheet of paper. Next step, what we do for the after the drying is done and they have been placed evenly on the sheet of paper, then the pressing of that plant specimen is done, because only then that plant specimen will be able to stick on the surface of the paper. Okay, so then pressing is the next step. Okay, pressing of the specimen. After pressing, how we will press? It will be done with the help of heavy wood, or you can use newspapers, lots and lots of newspapers, and you can keep your plant specimen in between those sheets of newspaper, and eventually pressing them over a period of time, they will get pressed and then they will be ready for the stick to on the surface of the paper. Okay, now the next step will be what? We have to stick using glue on the paper, sheet of paper we can write. Then the next step is, which is the main step, because after sticking it on the piece of paper, we have to write the basic information. Okay, all the basic information about the plant specimen, all the basic information about plant specimen are written on one corner. And basic information will include what? Name of the institution, family of the plant scientific name, everything. So what, like name of institution or place, institution, Then we write scientific name of the plant. These basic information should be there at the corner of that uh, spreadsheet or paper where we are sticking the specimen. Okay, scientific name of plant, then common name of the plant from where you have taken it out, then family of the plant to which it belongs, then region from region or the area from where you have collected it, then date on which day you have collected, date, day of collection, and the next is name of the collector who have collected it, name of the collector. Okay, so these are all the basic information that have been written on this page of paper where we are sticking the plant specimen. Okay, then we will write the next step. After writing each and everything, we have to store the herbarium sheet. We have to store the herbarium sheet on a page, and so that it cannot get destroyed by any kind of insect, because after all these are plant specimens, so it can get destroyed easily by moisture or insects or any other criteria. So we have to store in a dust proof cabinet. Next step will be what? Storing of herbarium in a dust proof cabinet, and insect resistance also, resistant area. Okay, and the next one and last one, after the storing also we have to maintain and label each and every area of the herbarium. Maintain and label each and every area of the herbarium. Okay, so these are all the steps by using which you can make the herbarium sheet, and it is basically for the plant specimen to be kept out, and all the things which are followed for the specimen keeping. I have written all the things, and now what are the uses of herbarium? Now let us see that also. Uses of herbarium. Herbaria are used for what? First and foremost, they are used for identification of plants, because plants are being identified with the help of these herbaria only. Okay, so these are used for identification of plant. Use for identification of plants. Next, what can be used? Study purpose. They can be used for the study purpose. Okay, study purpose. Next, what can be the use? They can be used for compiling the flora, monographs, and catalogs of the plant specimens. Okay, for compiling the monographs, flora, and catalogs of the plant specimen. Any other use? They are very useful for research in the plant taxonomical field, in the morphology, in describing the various characteristics of the plants. Okay, so they are also used for taxonomical studies. For taxonomical studies. Last, what is the use of this herbaria is they are useful for the wild variety and wild coverage of all the plant specimen at one place. Okay, because these herbarium are kept at one place, all the plant variety and specimen will be kept at one place. So whenever there one feels the need to study about any plant specimen, they will take out this herbarium sheet and they will study about it. Okay, so they are also used for wild varieties. Sorry, they are used for studying the wild varieties and their location also. So these are all the uses of herbaria. Now, is from the starting, what is a herbaria? It is a storehouse of collected plant specimens which are dried and pressed and preserved for the study purposes, for compilation of monograph and catalog purposes, and anything. Okay. Now, how we used to prepare this herbaria? We first of all we take the plant specimen with the help of daggers or scissor or anything, and then we, after taking this plant specimen, we take this plant specimen on the sheet of paper, and with the help of certain things which are heavy like wooden craft or in between the newspaper, we try to press it down. After the pressing, we use some kind of glue for sticking it to the circle of paper. After that, we take certain remarks. We write certain remarks on the corner side of the paper, like name of the institution, scientific name of the plant, common name, name of the collector, date, time, everything is being written on that sheet of paper. And then that sheet of paper is preserved in a dust proof and insect resistance areas so as to study about them for future references. So this is all about herbaria. Let us see from this slide also, what does this say? What does this say? Herbarium. Herbarium, it is a storehouse of collected plant specimens that are dried, pressed, and preserved on sheets. These are arranged accordingly to universally accepted system of classification. That is, they have been arranged according to the nomenclature which have been prescribed by IUCN. Okay. Then herbarium sheets carry information about scientific name, common name, date, and place of collection, etc. It acts as a quick referral system in taxonomical studies. See, these are the images and these are the places where herbarium has been kept. These are all the sheet of papers. This is a herbarium room where all the sheet of paper and different kind of plant specimen have been kept and preserved. And certain example is this one, where see, name of the university and place is written at this corner, and location, then date, time, everything has been written on the this corner of the page. Okay, and now this page will be made dust proof and will be insect resistant, and then they will be kept here like in almirah kind of things, after marking them, after writing them, okay, according to this taxonomical studies. Now herbarium is completed. I will take this zoological part. Everything we have studied about now, about it was about the plant specimen. Now zoological park will contain different kind of animals that have been preserved in their natural environments. Okay, zoological parks. So after taking this one, we will complete it. What are zoological parks? Yes, zoological parks. Zoological parks are what? They are zoos, and where certain plants, certain animals are being kept in their natural environment and for their growth, and they are being under the invigilation of many supervisors. Okay, they have been under some observations, how they are growing, how they are performing, and how they are living their life in that particular environment only. Okay, so zoological parks are what? They are the places. They are the places where wild animals are kept in a protected environment under observation and care of human. And what is the role of the zoological parks? They help in maintaining the constant rate. What is role of zoological parks? So first role is what? They are a center for preserving threatened species, also recreation purpose, because many human beings visit to the zoo recreation purposes. The third one is they can be helpful for the education system. They can be helpful for the study of different kind of animals. Okay, so for study and education also, zoological parks can play a great role. Okay, basically zoological parks can cover those are kind of animals which are facing the high risk of endangerment, or which are facing the high risk of extinction in near future. So what does these humans do? They take those kind of animals from their natural environment and create the environment like natural of their own in a zoo kind of area, and where they grow, they live according to their natural environment, but under the observation and care of humans, so that there is cannot happen anything to them, so that they can live very well. They cannot get attacked by any other animals, or they cannot get diseases, so that they can be safe and they can multiply, and those threatened species can live more life. Okay, so this is all about today. In the next class, I will cover the rest of the things like the flora manuals, monograph, and catalog, and then this chapter will get completed. Okay, that's all for today. See you in the next class. Bye.